Please give a warm welcome to one of the most beloved voices in the gospel music industry and someone I consider a friend, the legendary Marvin Sapp.
Congratulations to our 2017 BMI Trailblazers of Gospel.
Wow. If it had not been for the Lord who was on our side, the reality is that we don't know where we'd be. The truth of the matter is that all of us must recognize we're not here because of our goodness nor our kindness, but the reality is that we're all here because of His grace and His mercy. Truth is, all of us should have been consumed. But aren't you glad that God looked beyond your faults and saw you at the point of your need? I'm crazily, ecstatically excited just to be able to stand here. And you come to these events and you never think, at least I never thought, that this would be something that would happen to me. When I started singing at the age of 4 and in my local church, and even after I started preaching and traveling, my passion had gone away from the whole musical aspect. But for some strange reason, God in His infinite wisdom and knowledge decided to take a small town boy from a city called Grand Rapids, Michigan, and raise him up for some strange reason. I got to say thank you to a lot of different individuals, and before I allowed it to slip my mind, I was kind of trying to text myself and remind myself who I should say thank you to. First person I got to say thank you to is to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. None of us are here because of who we are, but all of us are here because of who He is in our lives. I got to absolutely say thank you to is a woman that gave birth to me in the next 2 weeks 50 years ago. I'll be 50 years of age in 2 weeks. And it is a great blessing to have my mother here with me on tonight. Still alive and kicking, didn't have to roll up in here. So I got to say thank you to my mother who wasn't a singer, but she was over the church youth choir. My mother who wasn't a singer, but made sure that I learned all of the hymns, all of the stanzas. Y'all don't know what stanzas is. She made sure I learned all of the stanzas. My mother who, even when I didn't want to rehearse, made me rehearse. My mother who, when my voice was acting up because I always got hoarse, took me to a vocal technique teacher who spent time and worked with me to teach me how to breathe properly so that I can holler and scream and do all the things that I do and never lose my voice. I thank God for my mother, who is about to be 78 years young this year. I'm glad she's here tonight. Thank God for all of my brothers that are here today, Danny, Henry, Darnell, Derek. I thank God for all of my brothers that's here with me today as well. Also a very, very important woman. When my mother taught me songs when I was a little bitty boy, we were in a choir called the chapel choir. And it was a little kids choir, but then when you got of age, you went from the chapel choir to the church-wide chorus. And there's a woman that lives here in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, who was the directress of that choir. And I'm so very appreciative. And I think she's here tonight. Her name is Tempe Hoskins. And she taught me all of the old songs by James Cleveland. I was a little bitty boy, 13, talking about, please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. She taught me those songs. I want to say thank you to her. Also, a man that's gone on to be with the Lord. My mother used to take me to his house all the time. I hated going there, but he would play all these old songs by the name of Jimmy Carr. I got to thank the man that literally found me, and the reason why you all know who I am today. I got to give shout outs to none other than Fred Hammond. "28 years ago, Fred Hammond found a 22-year-old young man in the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan, who was traveling as a preacher and gave him an opportunity. I got to thank God for all the brothers in commission who embraced me I thank God for the first record label that I was connected to, Benson Records. Some of y'all don't even remember who Benson is, but I remember Benson Records. And when I came there, how they embraced me, Jerry Park and all of those individuals that were there. And then the first record label I signed with Word Epic, which ended up being Murr Records. And Skip Barrett found me, and he signed me as a solo artist back then. I thank God for RCA Inspiration, who came along and took me under their wing and allowed me to really flourish and to blossom. And I pray they go back to Verity. Y'all ain't helping me up in this place. I thank God also for my church, the Lighthouse Full Life Center Church in Grand Rapids, Michigan, that I pastor. A church that I've pastored for the last 13 years, which is really my passion. I do music because I can, but I'm passionate about pastoring and preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. Lastly but not least, I got to give a shout out to the reason why I'm still here today. The reason why I didn't give up when I wanted to give up. The reasons why I made a decision that after I lost the most important person in my life at that time, I still had to live when I wanted to die. I have 3 of the most incredible children on the face of the earth. I thank God for Marvin, Michaela, and Madison, who have grown and blossomed into 3 of the most amazing young people, excellent students, and they love God with all their heart. They could have went crazy when their mama went home to be with the Lord. You know, most pastors' children do all kind of crazy and lascivious stuff. But my babies decided to keep it moving and clung to God. I thank God for y'all, because the reality is the only reason why, and I'm not going to cry, but the only reason why Daddy is still, he keeps it together is because of y'all. He keeps it together because of y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, BMI. Thank all of you all. Thank you, all the singers, everybody. You know, I'm just a conduit. I'm not a great singer. I never felt like I am. I hear so many great singers, and I never felt that way. I just felt like God uses me the way he uses me.